Welcome back, guys. We are back with another one. And yes, it's another one from Jubilee. Guys, I love their channel. What can I say? This one is a really good one, though. This one is, do all married couples think the same? As I was scrolling on YouTube, I noticed one of the guys that were in the thumbnail, he went to high school with me. So I'm like, I gotta check this out. So it's gonna be I think a really interesting video. Let's just get right into it, shall we?
I've dealt with homophobic people just like anyone else, and there's a lot I can handle, but what I can't handle is seeing you hurt.
We were pressured into getting married. 3, 2, 1, go.
So we're Mormon, like LDS, and there's a lot of pressure in our church to get married, especially at our church school that we went to. Everyone gets married really fast. We got married after like 5 months because we wanted to, and we loved each other. But I feel like it definitely, there are some more societal pressures in that aspect. So that's why I don't strongly disagree, but I mostly disagree because I don't feel like we were.
Yeah, I feel like we were kind of not necessarily pressured to get married, but it's more pressured to date for marriage. But then once we met each other and told our families, they were like, hey, maybe you should slow down. So we're more so pressured not to get married. But
yeah, I would say 0% pressure. Like when I first saw this woman, I was like, ooh, I gotta get to know you, girl.
This is him right here, Charlie. He went to Avondale High School with me. Man, shout out to you, Charlie, man. If you happen to see my video, man, just know that you have been doing some really cool stuff. Mr. Morton and everybody else that knows you is always, talking about how good you're doing. So good job on you, brother. Good job on you, man.
And honestly, we have both been through broken homes before. We both come from divorced families, and a big passion we have is having a strong marriage. And so I've never been more confident about anything in my life than Amber J. There was zero pressure. It was all pressure on me. Like, I gotta hope she's feeling the same way, because I'm feeling you.
Yeah. And we actually dated for less than a year as well. Yeah. But when you know, right?
That's really interesting. I'm gonna try to answer some of these too, because I'm married, obviously. I don't really feel like I was pressured into getting married. My wife and we got married when we were 23 and 22. She was 22, I was 23. I just, we've been together since high school, since early high school too. I was a sophomore, she was a freshman. Of course, we've had our ups and downs and everything, but I married her because I knew for a fact that I wanted her to be the woman in my life for the rest of my life. And when you know, when I tell people all the time that when you know you want to marry somebody, you just do it. Nothing's going to be perfect. The money's never going to be perfect. I think you need to be in a place that you're in a healthy mind space to understand that you're going into something that is going to be you and another person coming together. So you have to be able to, kind of put your selfishness to the side and be able to build with somebody. So I think once you know that, this is the person I want to be with, I think you do the other steps necessary to be with them and to marry them. So that's my perspective on that.
I have some hot takes submitted by our audience, and so I'll read off the prompt and you'll agree or disagree with the prompts. Women do more work in marriages.
I feel like no one should be doing more work than the other person in a marriage, personally. I feel like in order for a marriage to work, you have to come at it equally. That might be just an idealistic view, but I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like as a general statement, most of the women I know, and including the women who have raised me, had a job. They also took care of the kids, most of the time. Most of the household chores also fell on, on the woman, and I do just see that more often than not. That
I think she's quantifying women do more in a relationship as physical labor. It's, oh man. She is, and it's very shocking that she went over there. She claims she's not talking about herself, and then he went over here. Very interesting that the one black couple disagree on that. The Asian couple both agree on it, have the same answer. The LGBTQ couple, same answer. Even the white couple, same answer. But the black couple, the woman had, oh, goodness gracious. Goodness gracious. So she feels like she does more work in the relationship, but every example that she's given has not been her. It's been someone else. I see so many black women living the problems of their families, living the problems of their friends. If that's not your relationship, why not agree with your husband? We're gonna be able to tell a lot about these answers and who's really on the same page with one another, and it's gonna be pretty glaring, I feel.
Women take on 2 jobs, literally.
I have considered divorce.
You know, we learned this in a marriage class where there's a rhino and a hedgehog in every relationship marriage. And so Charlie's very much the rhino. He's like, let's tackle this now, we need to talk now. And for me, I'm a hedgehog, I need to withdraw. And so I think in those moments, I don't know, I think I'm more here. It's just like, well, you know, when you're in the heat of the moment, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I definitely know that our communication styles are totally different. We didn't communicate well at first. I know Kenzie comes from a divorced family and then saw their family just fight and yell a lot. I came from a family where my parents had a disagreement. They fought with passive-aggressive comments and closed doors. So having disagreements, having those uncomfortable and hard conversations just wasn't easy for me at all. And so divorce sounds a heck of a lot easier than pushing through it, which luckily we did. We're doing great, we're happy now, but there definitely was a time where, yeah, it seems easier to just drop everything and move on instead of trying to grow.
That's because a lot of young people don't know how to work through anything. It's in our culture nowadays, it seems like they're telling young people to want everything fast. If it does not happen fast, you're never gonna have it, or it's not meant for you. And that includes even in relationships. If one little thing happens, it's over. No relationship is going to be perfect. No relationship. Your relationship with your mom isn't perfect, with your dad, with your brothers, your sisters. Definitely not going to be perfect with your spouse. So it's so bothersome to me to see so many young people not knowing how to stick anything out. Anything, not just relationships, but anything. Anything that doesn't work out as fast as you want it, if it doesn't give you enough clout, if it's not fulfilling that societal need to be popular or to have everybody wanting what you have, it's like I must give it up. It's, oh my goodness. Sorry about that. Thought somebody was at my door. False alarm. Let's continue though. I don't even remember what I was talking about.
I am happy with how often we have sex.
There's a hedgehog, there's a rhino, and then there's a rabbit. I feel like I'm the rabbit in this marriage. And my expectations and my sex drive is, my libido is very high, but it's always been that high. So I came in honest, it was on the table.
I feel like sometimes, you know, work and life get in the way of that, responsibilities, but I think, yeah, we're trying to find a middle.
You know, we're both here. It'd be, you know, I think if we had split, then it would be like evidence that we're not talking about it. But I think this, this is not a surprise to me. I don't think it's a surprise to you that we're both here because it's something we talked about.
I think it's like something we're working through, and it's just like when you get married, you get into like this routine, you get into like just working and going, you know, and then at the end of the day, you're just like spent. We're both like really two ambitious people, and I think like sometimes it's the detriment of the household sometimes on both ends, not just you, but like, yeah.
See, that's where I get so confused when I hear couples speak about, we're so busy. Why get so busy trying to make a living that you forget to have a life? Like, honestly, I know it's very American culture to hustle. I gotta have this, gotta have that. At what point does it become just like is it not enough? I see so many people, and it looks like they put their relationships on hold so they can chase this job and to chase this money and chase this, to go buy this and go buy that. Is that all life is about? To just go buy? I just want to buy this, buy that, and to buy this at the detriment of your family? What is it for then? If you are risking your family to chase money, is that worth it? Is that really worth it? If you're chasing making a living so much that you forget to have a life, you chase this imaginary number that you just gotta have, and then you look up and you're 50. Your whole life just went away. And depending on if you're a man or a woman, 50 may be only, you may only have 10, 15 years left. I want to say the average, I'm just going to figure it out right now. Average life expectancy of an adult. Okay, so it looks like the average life expectancy is 77. And it's a bit less for men. I believe it's about 70 for men. So that means if you're a man and you work your entire life up until your age 50, 55 trying to make money, you got about 15 years left to really even enjoy your life.
I want children. 3, 2, 1, go.
If we could, we would have a baby yesterday. Yeah. But because we're same sex, there's a lot of costs that go behind making a baby. So we bought a house last year, and that was huge for us.
Now kids are on the table, and that's another, $40,000 that you're looking at per kid. And if we want 2, that's a house and then some, $80,000. So,
and as women, our clock is ticking. The older we get, the less time we have to make it happen. Mm-hmm. So for us, it's a little different.
So we actually have infertility struggles a lot. We've had 3 miscarriages. We actually just had one recently. And so it's the topic of kids is super sensitive to us. Because we actually, our miscarriage happened last week. And it was really hard because we were so excited. We told our families, and we were so excited to announce to everyone at Christmas. And sorry. It breaks my heart because I know it's bringing us closer together, but it's one of the hardest things we've had to go through together, because it's I know Tyler's gonna be an amazing dad, but I feel bad, and I feel bad because I've told him before, I'm it's fine if you want to go marry someone else and have kids, because I know I can't provide that.
Yeah, no, it's been really hard to deal with just because it's not the most I guess accepting topic to talk about. I know a lot of people feel very awkward whenever that conversation does come up. My parents have tried to help us out, but don't really know how.
It kind of makes me want to be over there sometimes, where I'm just no, it's not worth it. I don't the heartache and the financial struggles, it's just not worth it. But at the end of the day, it's I know it's worth it. I know this is where I want to be.
I gotta say, prayers out to her and Tyler. That is something that I know must be very painful for a mother, or for a woman that wants to be a mother, especially to go ahead and be able to conceive the child but not be able to make it to the birthday is that's something as men we can't truly understand, but because the baby is actually being created inside of a woman's body. So I feel the guilt and like she said, I wouldn't feel bad if you wanted to go marry someone else. That she of course would feel bad, but it's she doesn't want to feel like she's holding him captive and they can't have a child together, and she can't give him what he wants and to be a father, and she can't even give each of them a baby in general. So it's man, I feel for her, and prayers out to them that they can, get that situation figured out.
I don't like my partner's family. 3, 2, 1, go.
it's challenging.
Speak your truth.
I know. I think there are certain members of your family that I absolutely adore.
It's okay.
And I think there was a time and place where I really wanted to love your mom. And then there's a time and place where we just can't. I have very thick skin. I knew what I was like signing up for. I've dealt with like homophobic people just like anyone else, and there's a lot I can handle. But what I can't handle is seeing you hurt. And that's the hardest part, because like you're so amazing and she's gonna miss out on so much.
I mean, I totally understand why you're standing there. I wish you could stand here with me, but I was raised in a super homophobic family, and unfortunately, you can't really choose who you're born into, so I totally understand your frustration, because I carry that frustration, and I've carried that throughout my whole life.
I'm shocked you're there.
No, I'm not. I think this is the silver lining, right? Like when I married you, I gained a family, and even though I might disagree with certain points of view in your family, overall your family has been loving from the moment I stepped into your life, and I'm really appreciative of that, because I feel like I put a lot of pressure on my friends because they are my family, but when I met you, I feel like your family filled in that hole.
I think that's like the beautiful thing about marriage, is that like you get to set like a new precedent. Like you get to set a new like standard for your family. And like that's what's so beautiful about it. Like you don't have to take on, you know, what your family brought or what your family gave to you. You guys can make something new. So
just wanted to speak on that one because it's I mean that's something that's definitely, like, don't get me wrong, I love my wife's family to death. Especially her mother and her father. In the beginning, though, it was definitely some other family members that I definitely. It's not that I didn't like them, but I felt like because they have never been around a black person before, really, like intimately, like I was, like over their house and everything. I think that they would come across to me at least condescending or just. I think condescending is kind of the best word to say it. It's not that they look down on black people, but they just truly didn't understand black people, black culture, anything past what they were fed in the media and everything. So I think over the years, as they see the kind of man I've become and just the morals I stand on, I think I've been a great representation of black men. Or a better representation than what they had previously, I guess you could say. So that's something interesting to see couples kind of differ on.
I'm with my soulmate. 3, 2, 1, go.
This is an interesting question. I think I have like a disagreement with the term soulmate. Me being over here is not me saying that you're not the person that I'm supposed to be with. It's just me saying that like I had so many opportunities to do so many different things and go down different roads in my life, and I chose this one. And then every day I'm gonna have to continue to choose this one.
yeah, I didn't know that's what soulmate meant to you. Yeah, first time hearing you explain it that way. I mean, for me, like soulmate is just someone you just know you want in your life. And when you and me got together, I was like there was just no fear. There was no, there was just nothing else. Like I had no hesitation.
Going back to the beginning, we talked about when you know, you know. And so I feel like we did not meet by accident. It was definitely a divine orchestrated event for us to cross paths, since I grew up in LA and Charlie grew up in Detroit, Michigan. And so it was for a reason. Good marriages don't just happen, right? It definitely does take work, intentional time, but I wouldn't want to do it with anyone else, so.
Jay is a lesbian. You've loved women from like very beginning. I identify as bisexual. Before I met you, I never wanted to get married. When I was with women, maybe I wanted men. When I was with men, I wanted women. It just felt like there was always something missing. And then I met you, and everything changed in my soul, in my body, in my choices. And so I used to not believe in soulmates because I felt like, how can out of whatever billion people in this world, you just match with one and like the universe aligns. It's just too much work for the universe. Like I feel sorry for it. But when it works out, there's just no other explanation that so much inside of me can change by meeting one person.
That is a wrap.
So on that last one, I don't really know if I believe in soulmate either. I think you have people that you're compatible with, but along the way you have to like the brother said, you have to work at it. It's like I am so thankful that I was able to meet Lindsay, but just relying on some mythological soulmate presence that keeps us together is just folly. And I think that if I relied on simply that, I wouldn't make the steps necessary in my life to make sure that I am the husband that she deserves. It takes, I feel like, the accountability off one if you just believe in soulmates. Not completely, but I think I think you have to say to yourself, like, you're the person I want to be with, and by all means, I'm gonna make it happen. That is it though, guys. That is it for this video. I appreciate you guys watching. Do me a favor, go follow me on Instagram blah, blah, blah. Go follow me on Instagram and TikTok. That is just at Jamar Anthony. And why don't you go follow me on twitch.tv as well at SSJLando. And feel free to leave in the comments some games that you'd like to see me play, guys. And until next time, peace.
So